So that. So. Oi, oi! Captain Dano. Andy Scott, how you evening, buddy? Oh, let's have a look. So, who we got? How's Mark going? I'm doing really well, mate. Doing really well. Exciting stuff. Neil Andrews, Trevor Ralph, good evening, buddy. Wayne Swatton, good evening, mate. If I'm all a little bit out of breath, if it's all a little bit rushed, it's because I am rushed. So I'm going fishing in a minute. The fishing wagon's packed. My bait's prepped. It's just you guys holding me up. As soon as I've finished here, I'm off. Stuart Crane, evening, buddy. Stuart knows what I'm up to tonight. He can guess. Dave Thompson, Rover123, hi all. Good evening, fellas. I'll give a chance for a few people to log on and all the other bits and pieces. But exciting stuff. Really excited about this one tonight. It's a good one, I think. Danny Two Tides, good evening, buddy. Andy Scott. Where am I off to? The other side. Yeah, I'm going over to the dark side. Stuart and myself fished the other night. That video hasn't gone up. I've got to see if there's enough in edit to be able to make a film out of it. But long story short, 7 anglers fishing on a stretcher beach. We all blanked. The other side of the water was absolute carnage, and they had an amazing evening. So guess where I'm going tonight. Went fishing for a load of mackerel and 2 20-pound tope. 2 20-pound tope, very nice. I'm so rushed tonight, it's unbelievable. I got distracted. So John Locker's just put up his blue shark video, and I was about 2/3 of the way through watching that, and then I looked at the clock and I thought, I've got to go live. I've got to go live. I've got things to do. Busy beavering away. Betty Swallocks, good evening, buddy. Haven't heard from you for a while. Haven't been live for a while, really, have I? So, what time we got? It's still a little bit early, isn't it? Give other people a chance to log in and to catch up. A tope off the shore. Now, I know this seems almost like a private conversation. Need to know a little bit about that. Get typing. Fingers on fire. What size? What bait? What were you doing? I'd love to get a tope off the shore. Yeah, tell us a little bit more. We can have a quick chat about it. So, the hounds are going mental in certain focused areas along the south coast, around the country. I'm not sure how widespread the hounds are, but definitely along the south coast. A lot of people are focusing on fishing for hounds. So yeah, tope as well. I'm guessing that's fresh mackerel. Jules, good evening, buddy. Bracklesham Bay for the tope. Funny you should say Bracklesham Bay. We've got a video up. We fished Bracklesham Bay before, and we were talking about it the other day. We haven't fished it for a little while, and it is an amazing venue. Very sand, very flat, and then it goes into shelved shingle. I'd like to fish Bracklesham Bay very soon, actually. Don't get hounds. Seriously, mate, you're missing out. When you get a hound frenzy, there might be the title of a video. When you get a bit of a hound frenzy, they come through in packs. So some people will only fish 1 rod because 2 rods is a bit too much. You know, if you get both 1 on each rod at the same time, and if they're upper single figures, low double figures, they give a good account of themselves, and they do a lot of their scrapping on the initial take. They will take rods off of tripods. They'll collapse a tripod and take the rod off if you're not careful. And if you've not really, it didn't make a video, so I'm not gonna lie about it. So I fished earlier in the season for my first hound, if you like, and my friend Colin, who you've seen in some of the other videos, took me. He said, I'll guarantee you some decent hounds tonight, and I had 2 that night, and the first one nearly took my rod. Even though I'd like drag set, it was bending over double. They give such a good account of themselves. They're amazing. But you have loads of turbos. So we journeyed up to the Bristol Channel last weekend. Was it last weekend? I'm losing track of time. The three of us in the fishing wagon. And apart from myself catching a codlin in the summer, that blew me away. Catching a cod in the summer is totally unheard of as far as I'm concerned. I've never done it before. A couple of straps, a nice size strap. Clive caught a turbot from the shore. So we do get turbos, but little itty bitty ones, not big ones like you get. Those are turbos. Biggest starry is 3. Apparently, and I'm no expert, but apparently starries and non-starries are the same breed of fish. I read or heard about that recently, whereas they always seem to be a different gene of fish, if that's a description. Apparently starries and normal smoothhounds are the same, so I don't know what makes them. They're beautiful. I haven't caught a starry this year actually. Dano shore fishing, evening buddy. And you hardly ever get cod either. Yeah. So we're all jealous of where you live and the fish you can catch and the crabs and the congers and the lobsters and all that kind of stuff. But our mainstay fishing, our hardcore fishing, end of September, beginning of October, the cod season starts, and the end of spring, early summer, the hound season starts. So we've got 2 real focus points in our fishing along where I live, and they are it. Target the cod. Rays seem to be sporadic in between. Target the hounds and hit the mackerel when they come in. Small taupe on squid, and got 3 thornback rays on peeler. New Brighton, low water. Okay, it amazes me how some places fish well at low water. I grew up as a kid always believing that the fish came in with the water and they went out with the water. It's not quite true, is it? So some fish actually stay and focus themselves at low water marks. And I should concentrate more on some low water marks, I think, because some low water marks fish better than high water marks. But definitely, yeah. So a small taupe and 3 thornback in the same sort of area. That's quite a cracking area, quite a good focused area, isn't it? Yeah. So what have I been doing? So in the whole scheme of things, I've had a little bit of a, people have slagged me off a little bit, and I'll explain why. I've had some quite nasty messages. I've been swapping my gear around, but at quite minimal cost, I might add. So I've bought some new rods, I've ordered some new rods, but I'm also offloading my old kit. So I'm going to offload my K2s, my old Shakespeare. I've got the new Ron Thompson, the name escapes me now, accelerators. I had to buy those because I've got a Scotland trip coming up soon. So I was running out of time. I needed heavy mark rods. But nearly 5 weeks ago now, I ordered my Centuries, which were a special treat to myself. That, you know, I saved up for them. I ordered them. And they haven't come. And there's a back order, up to an 8-week back order on certain Century rods. The Fire Blades is what I've ordered. So getting a little bit, I'm going to lose the season for the rods that I wanted to fish through the summer. The heavy rock ones are for Scotland and for some Wales fishing trips. So there's thinking there. There is a plan. Let's have a look. What else? I'm jabbering away and I'm losing track. Peter Vine, good evening. And Barry Corbett, when is your Scotland trip? So, because of what's happened with the coronavirus and all the other bits and pieces, we were due to leave for a shore trip just as the coronavirus kicked in. So we had to cancel. Now the restrictions are starting to lift. We're in the throes of organising, myself, going up for a boat trip for the Common Skate. And then if the restrictions allow, we're going to go and shore fish in September for the Common Skate. So boat fishing for one is totally different kettle of fish, so to speak, than catching one from a shore. You catch one from a boat, once you've lifted its nose, 50, 80, 100, 200 pound fish, you've got it on the upward spiral to come back to the boat. When you catch it from the shore, it will suck to the bottom. You'll try to lift its nose, bring it in a little bit, and it will suck itself to. It can be a 2-hour tussle, it can be a 2-3 hour tussle. Pretty heavy duty, and you need some spectacular gear to be able to catch them from the shore, hence the accelerators. They're going to be matched up with spin fisher, pen spin fisher lever drag 8500s, and that is specifically to be able to do that. So to answer your question, next month, early next month for the boat trip, hopefully that should be going ahead, and September to catch from the shore. Yeah, so East Coast, John Taylor says that East Coast Scotland, cod fishing all over low water on the kelp ledges. I'd like to try that as well. That's part of the reason why I got the fishing wagon. It allows me to travel further, carry kit, carry things like extra water, barbecue, sleep inside it, all those kind of things, to visit fishing marks like that. How's Daniels, how's the hoodie design going, Mr. Floppy? Right, so I may be in the bedroom, but enough of that. So clothing, we're working on clothing, so we're looking at graphic design. We've got some ideas, I've got some people fine-tuning bits. My brother very kindly fronted up and did some artistic work, and then Stu, the Sweet Corn Kid, he's translated the artistic work into what's the word, digital. So we're working on that. So there's loads of different things, and I've ordered some sample clothing because I don't want to offer people clothing based on a design, and when it comes through you look at it and you go, what have I paid all the money for that? It's a load of rubbish, I don't like it. I want to, if I don't like it, then I won't try and sell it, and it'll be cost plus postage, minimal, 10% up mark to make the whole thing viable to be able to do. But I want to see the clothing first, so I've ordered some. As soon as it comes in, we've got the designs almost there. So I will offer some clothing at some point, or I'll just wear it myself. I need a new hoodie. Right, so check out the vid of Jake, the Portsmouth angler, catching tope off the beach. Andy Scott. I know exactly where that is, and I've held back from going there myself. There's a stretch of the beach, I could say, I suppose, bung leisure. There's a private section of the beach, there's a restricted section of the beach, and there's about 50 yards in between. The tope congregate to spawn or breed in that area for about 2 weeks of the year, and that's possibly now. So tope are being caught off the shore, they go to that specific spot every year habitually, and the problem is if everyone hits them hard, they'll stop coming. So there's a bit of a quandary there. Do you go and film it and show everyone it and all the rest of it? We know it's there, it's well documented, everyone knows it's there. It has to be fresh mackerel, so you have to catch the mackerel that day to fish for them. They will turn their nose up at frozen mackerel, and they're there, 20, 30, 40 pound tope on the shore. So it's a possibility. I've got a little bit of conscience with some things like that. I like to give things a bit of breathing space. James Hubbard, meet and greet at Chesil. So I had to cancel the meet and greet at Chesil, very reluctantly, because I personally was looking forward to that one. Not because of anything to do with the channel, it was a chance for me to meet people that I'd spoken to previously, have a barbecue, have a tinny, and I like fishing, so I was going to be fishing during it as well. I'm not gonna organise it in the immediate future. I'd like to see things calm down a little bit. I'd like to think early September, because you usually get a nice flurry to the end of the summer. September's usually a dry month, minimal wind, and then towards the end of September the weather starts to change, get into October, wind and rain and all the rest of it. So provisionally, lightly, I'd like to consider September as a possible, and that would still give a little bit darker, a little bit earlier, mild weather, not too much wind, not too much rain. But this year's been strange for weather, full stop. I've got a little bit frustrated with the weather lately. Bear in mind you live in England, so it's always going to be changeable. But yeah, Chesil, I'd like to do the meet and greet. That's one of my favourite ideas. It's one of the things I really would like to do. The coronavirus stuff, there's so much going on in the world at the moment. I thought that a fishing meet and greet was low on people's priorities. People struggling to pay their bills, people are losing their jobs even. I just, and obviously the medical side of it. But could you tell me what video editing? Oh, video editing, right. So very quickly, I know I've talked about it before. I'm actually using a phone for this at the moment because it makes very little difference to the quality. But I use an iMac, I use iMovie, very easy to learn, loads of tutorials online. That does the majority of the work for me, to be honest. It's not complicated, it's not difficult, and you can make it as complicated. So you can do very basic edit, or I'm trying to learn the more complex aspects of it, where you filter in music and overlay different pictures and all that, all the little tricky stuff. Ken Burns, which is a zooming in and zooming out setting that you can use on it. So I use an iMac, iMovie, shamelessly, because I've got an iPhone, so you're watching me from an iPhone. And I use, for sound, which some people are interested in now, a Bluetooth transmitter. So that microphone there goes to that little box. That little box talks to the box that's on the camera. That means when I'm fishing, I can walk away from camera and carry on talking, which I think adds a little bit. But that's what I'm using at the moment, if that helps. Waiting for a hoodie to come out, Jules. Seriously, I'd love to get them out. I'd love to just smash them out. And I have been asked by a few people for clothing and stuff like that. I'd like to wear my own stuff as well, just to help promote my own channel and stuff. But I'm not going to put anything out if it's junk. I want to see it first. I've bought stuff myself in the past and been disappointed. I'd love it if I could do a hoodie with a very generic, not a Mark Williams or something, something with a ting or a set of rods on a tripod, or one of the catchphrases. But if you didn't know, it wouldn't make any difference. But something you want to wear every time you go fishing. You want to wear it. I put my hoodie on. It's comfortable. It's warm, and it fits nice, and it's well built and all that kind of stuff. I'd much rather that than just pump some tat out. I don't like tat. Okay, so if not from the shore, I understand your accents, why not the sib? Sib, I haven't had a chance to get it out again. I've been really busy. I have been really busy. But we've been fishing as well. So we travelled a long way to the Bristol Channel. I've always wanted to fish the Bristol Channel, never fished it before. We went all the way down to Torquay to do some rock marks down there. We've got some whale stuff we'd like to do. We've got the Scotland trip coming up. So I'm hoping there's some, quite reasonable, different. That's what I'd like. I want variation. I don't want to do a thornback ray video 1 week and 2 weeks later do a thornback ray video. I don't want to do that. I don't want to see the repetition within 6 months, possibly even a year. I'd like to, keep it fresh. So every different venues, different species, different places, different routines. That's what I'd like to do. Gavin McNamara, good evening, buddy. Barry Corbett, are you going to Oban for the skate? Yes, I am. Yeah, that's where we're going. No secret. Well-known marks, well-known place. And I'm going to go out on a boat with a skipper to highlight what he can do. So hopefully some other people can see and see if they'd like to do the same. Martin Browning, good evening. Good evening, buddy. Right, I know I seem a bit rushed. I am. I'm going fishing in a minute. Competition. I'm really excited about this one, and I know a lot of you have tuned in because you want to see what's going to happen. So for this competition, there's nothing to show you. There's nothing to show you, and there's nothing you can go and see, because you can choose. So for me, this one is terminal tackle. I'm not interested in rods, reels, seat boxes, any of that kind of thing, because most of us have got everything we need, or we would buy our own stuff in the future, or we save, or we look second hand, and all those different things. What everyone watching now needs, every single one of us, me included, hooks, swivels, beads, shock leaders, mainline, elastic, we loves the elastic, bait needles, you name it, start throwing things at me, weights, everything like that. What this competition is today, and I'd love for everyone to put their entries in, few, far and indifferent. I want someone to be really pleased with what they get. So it is £75 worth of terminal tackle from an online retailer. Jerry's, Veals, the Angling Centre, Glasgow Angling Centre, Poindexter's, anyone that will do a single, and it is a single, one complete order. You do a fill your basket like you normally do when you fish on, when you shop online. Put your several different size hooks in. Put your breakaway, cascade, swivels, Gemini tackle, anything like that. Put it all in. Screenshot it and send it to me. The winner gets to do that. I will then go online, order everything in their list, make sure it tips over the £75 because that's usually the trigger for free postage, and it will go direct to your door. So I think we've proven the concept. We've done the tackle box, went straight to the winner. The shelter is worth talking about. Couldn't get an IMAX shelter. IMAX shelters have been recalled. They've stopped dealing with them. The second version had too many problems and they're not there ready to be, so I couldn't get one. So I negotiated, and very kindly Gary had accepted. I bought him a Bigaloo. Was it a Bigaloo or an Igloo? Igloo. I bought him an Igloo instead, and I ordered it direct to his local tackle shop, and he went and collected it from his local tackle shop. So even though it all went really Pete Tong, he got his prize and he got to collect it from his local tackle shop. And his local tackle shop were really good, to be honest. But this one, £75 worth of terminal tackle, and there's a little change. So I don't want to catch people out, but there's a little change. So it's the same format. You're going to quote in comments, you need to subscribe, and the word to type is tackle. T-A-C-K-L-E, tackle. Just type tackle in the comments. And the only change, and this is important because it will change your possibilities of winning, if you like. Competition's going to run for 2 weeks, and you can enter once a day. So you can type tackle in the comments once a day for the next 14 days. And on the 2nd of August, I'll do the draw, 8 o'clock, with the little machine. Yeah, do it all. And the machine will know what you've done and who's done what. And I'm just trying something a little bit different out. So we usually get about 100 entries, 100 plus entries, which surprised me. I thought we'd get more. But you can have one a day. Type tackle in the comments. It's good for my channel. It shows interaction. I won't lie. It is good for my channel. And in 2 weeks' time, we'll be having the same conversation, but someone gets to win. Everyone's typing tackle. Yay! £75 worth of rod building bits, maybe. No, it's terminal tackle. I'm going to make you have hooks, weights, swivels. You're going to have £75 of all the stuff you wouldn't normally buy. The stuff when you go in the shop and you go, oh, it all adds up too much. You know, I've got my elastic, I've got my weights, I can't afford those hooks this week. No, you're going to get £75 worth. Hooks, weights, swivels, beads, links, you name it. Mainline. You think about it, by the time you've bought mainline, shock leader, some weights, a few different selections of hooks and your favourite brand from that supplier, swivels and all the other bits and pieces, it soon adds up. £75 doesn't go as far as you probably think it does. But yeah, a pick and mix, that's probably the best. Someone just put there, multi-mix, pick and mix, that's what it is, pick and mix tackle. Get your tackles down, fellas, I can see you, get your tackle out. Pete Mosley, you're adrift. You're late, mate. You've missed it. It's all gone. Pete, just type tackle in the comments. Get yourself entered into the competition. And even if you don't know what it is, you've got a chance, haven't you? Flippy floppy tackle. Get it in. So I hope that sort of lights your fire a little bit. It's a little bit different, isn't it? So I know, personally, I sat there and thought, what would I like to win from a channel if someone was doing a giveaway? You can have reels and rods, and it's all good stuff, don't get me wrong, it's all good stuff, I love it. But if you actually spoke to everyone and said, well, I've just got new rods and reels, I don't need new rods and reels, oh, I've just got new this, I've just got a box, I've been saving up and I bought myself a shelter. What does everyone need? Terminal tackle, especially when you can choose. Because if you've got enough 4Os, get some 3Os and 5Os. Right, let's have a look. Some of your own rigs, Mark. Right, I'll explain. People have been asking about some rigs. And I've got nothing against making people some rigs. I really genuinely do spend a lot of time on them, and they're all well tied, and I compare them to what you can buy in the shop. And unfortunately, I think, you know, they give them a good run for their money. They're not perfect, nothing's perfect, but they give them a good run for their money. I've been trying to buy the components in bulk to bring the cost down. Nobody does it, or unless someone can give me a heads up of where you can. It makes the rigs expensive. So, and it makes them sound expensive. It makes me sound a bit like a bit of a money grabber. You're like, oh yeah, I need X amount of pounds for my rigs. They're like, really? They're like, yeah, because the bits, you know, a Gemini pulley bead is like 32p. You know, and that's one component in the rig. You start adding them all together, it starts getting expensive. I'd like to make rigs for people, I genuinely would. If, Pete Mosley, just type tackle, buddy. I'll save you having to look at my ugly mug earlier. Just type tackle. You got it. Bait. No, you're not having bait. I'm not doing frozen bait from some major supplier that's going to send you 75 quid's worth of frozen sand eel. It's terminal tackle. Right, guys. I am not going to be rude, but you've got what you need for this week. Get yourselves in the competition. I get just as excited about who's going to win, because I love to do the draw. I love to see whose name pops out. The last two winners have been very gracious, really nice, good top quality guys, and I've had no issues with giving them and getting their prizes organised for them. And long may it live. So I'm really looking forward to who's going to win this one in 2 weeks' time. But I'm going fishing. So I'm going to cut it short and I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to go and get me some hounds. Love the shout out, bird. Gary, yeah, thank you very much. Top lad, top guy. I haven't had a chance to speak to you since, have I? Because we need to go fishing, I think. But yeah, definitely. Gary Charlton, very gracious winner, and was really nice towards me because basically I fell flat on my face and I couldn't get him an IMAX shower. Get you out the wind. Yeah, I'm glad it was good for you, mate. I really am, genuinely. Have a good session, all the best. Thank you, Danny. Barry Corbett's talking about his twin turbo Corvette. Barry, you're on the wrong channel. It's a fishing channel, buddy. Mark's going fishing. Yes, I am. Have a good Wayne Sutton. Thank you very much. Kent McDonald, tackle, get in there, buddy. Peter Vine, tackle, get in there. What a great giveaway. Jude Cat. I really look forward to... I love doing the little... when the machine picks the thing and the name pops up. Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. It's good. And Will Bailey fishing. Tight lines, buddy. Right. I'm going to call it quits there, fellas. I've got a hound screaming name in the background. Hopefully, you're going to like this one, because this one might be... It's been long in the planning, this one. So we'll see how this one goes. I hope your shower blows away, Gary. Be nice. Right, guys, I'm off. I'm going fishing. Obviously, you'll get to see what happens. So I'll catch you later. Tight lines, happy fishing. Hope to spend some time with you again soon. Plenty of videos in edit. This prize is a cracker. I would like to win this one myself, and I look forward to giving it away. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.